myself back into the groove. So it's currently Tuesday. We're just going to go ahead and skip into 9 a.m. in the morning, or 9 a.m. obviously. So 8:36, and here we are. Okay. So, what is happening here? Not this shit looks hard. What's up, Yas? I'm watching from my toilet. What's up, recording watchers? Nice. I'm actually glad I can be the little morning. Okay. So, yeah, I actually had a large coffee today. I'm like tweaking a little bit. Daily looks horrid. The daily looks horrid. We had a sweep of these highs, failure to close above it. So it's a little iffy. The range is tightening up here. We did, however, tag internal, so there are a couple of things here that might be not in agreement. So we had this internal level tagged twice, displacement above, return back into this area of reaccumulation, expansion above, but failure to close beyond that high. So right now we are within two areas of conflict. So here's where my head is at. Because price is tightening, either we can obviously, hey bro, can you please record this? Yeah, I'm recording it. Don't worry. So an area of interest to me, at least, would be this is the candle that retraced us back into that internal level, swept that low. We saw an expansion, so this would be an area of reaccumulation for me. I wouldn't necessarily consider this an order block, but this would be an area of reaccumulation for me. So moving forward, the candle that pierced that price point would be this one here from 6 in the morning. And so this would be the next area where we could potentially either see a breakdown from or a reaccumulation from. You guys get where I'm going? So I think in this particular scenario, I might skip today depending on what we do here. But what I would like to see is, I would like to see us at least respect the body or the range of that candle. So from the opening price to the low, and then maybe see some sort of reaccumulation. And then go from there, hopefully. So I would need to see a 5-minute or a 15-minute shift within that 4-hour propulsion block is what I'm going to call it in this scenario. I don't know how to get rid of that sell. Like, how do I get rid of that, Does anyone know? Am I being... Anyways, whatever. So I want to see us come down into... Oh, that looks good. That looks good. So let this play out. Mark out my premium, mark out my discount. Open the trade panel and then close the order panel. Open the trade panel. Yeah. And then what? Just hit the X here? Huh. Yeah. It's fine. I'll just move it out the way. It's whatever. Okay, so where are we? So it's currently 10:25 in the morning. 10:35, sorry. We have a swing formation. I want to see if we respect that discounted price point. So at this point in time, I would want to see it close somewhere above here to see if we get some sort of reaction, but it looks like we're coming back down into this area. I would say that my last point of defense would be the low that led us into the highs. So within this midpoint, or actually, if we wanted to get a little more specific, it would be this candle here. But that doesn't look that good. I'm a little iffy. Jim, hell yeah. So now we have this premium and this discount here. So now we're in a premium leg. We're just kind of ranging here, coming back into equilibrium of the range. So what I would want to see is, in the case where we are seeking high, whoa. Hold on a minute there, cowboy. I'm assuming, okay, so that's 2 p.m. news. I don't really want to gamble this too much. So what we'll do, we did have a tap into here. We have respected this here. We are below. We open low on the 4 hour. That swept the previous 10 a.m. The 10 a.m. 4 hour candle. So now, if we get a close above, oh, that's just so high. We did close above this body. That wick is just throwing me off. If we get a close above that candle's high, did we get it? Yeah, we did. I do like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do really like this. This would be the 2 p.m. open high, low, and close, or open low, high, and close. Do we have variable number 1? Not really. That's the only part that really throws me off. So it wouldn't really be the model. I mean, we have these equal highs here. We have that failure swing there. We have our premium, we have our discount. We're currently in a discounted price point. We closed above that 50-minute candle's high. That's the order block and reaccumulation. So I'm just going to go ahead and long the OB into that yeah, so this would kind of, so from a market maker perspective, this would be consolidation, original consolidation, redistribution, right? Sweep of this low, order block, smart money reversal, so low risk buy down here. This would be accumulation, and then we would see is that at the right? Yeah. We would see, this would be our first accumulation. So I went ahead and put in an order for 2. My stop is going to be down here. And then the TP is going to be up here. I'm going to go ahead and switch this to 10 second. That's rough. Okay, good reaction from there. You know what? I'm not going to close this out here. I'm going to cancel that order. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to trail my stop above that high. So instead of closing, because I have a bad habit of closing early, so I want to start building a good habit of So what I'm going to do is, if we get a close above that candle's high, I'm going to want to trail, give it a really strong trail actually. So let it kind of move a bit higher. Do we want that? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and trail to that low. Give me a little bit higher. It's an aggressive trail, but that's fine. So now I can trail to this high. And right about there. Cool. Okay, this was beautiful and wonderful. But this open, low, high, close, open, high, low, close, everything. I don't understand the significance of what is. How do you think so how would you have gone about this trailing and less aggressively? So that's a good question. In this case, if I would have done it a little bit less aggressive, I would have zoomed out a little bit more and waited for a 5-minute close as opposed to 1-minute closures. So that way you just you kind of give it a little more time to breathe. And whenever you're trailing on the 5-minute, you're already inherently letting the market structure create on a 1-minute chart, because obviously, like, if you think about it this way, a 5-minute candlestick is the equivalent to 5 1-minute candlesticks. So you would be allowing the 1-minute candlesticks form a structure on a lower time frame. And so if you're trailing on your 5-minute, then you're giving it a little bit more time to breathe and it'll develop structure. So, I mean, irregardless, so we had this high here. We took that high at 4192. So, yeah, I think this was a good trade. I think I was a little bit iffy because I didn't really have a clean 5-minute consolidation. So this wasn't perfectly the model, but irregardless, the 1-minute chart gave us a really nice entry. So we had, funded to kind of expand on your point that you were making. So this open, high, low, and close stuff. We know that every candle, and I've explained this to a lot of you guys already, but we know that every candle has an open. So this is a candlestick, right? Let's say this is a bullish candlestick, whatever. All right. So your open is right here. Your close is right here. You have your high and you have your low. So there are already two given facts about this candlestick that you know. You know the opening time of the candlestick and you know the closing time of the candlestick. Your job is to create the context of the low and create the context of the high using a lower time frame. So, and this is something that all of us in this group already use. And so your job is to find the context of which this low can be created. And so that's what we've done here. So every candle, but how do I know if the candle first went down, then up? That's a good question. So that's why you use the kind of the look back idea, right? You have to use your historical. So you look to your left, right? You use your historical data to anticipate, right, the creation of this low. So let's say hypothetically here, right? So this is, let me go into the 15-minute chart. Yes, yeah. And that's your job as a trader, right? Like, a lot of us come in here because we either want to enter on the end of the retracement or you want to enter on the start of the expansion. Those are the two areas in which you'd be interested in entering, right? Because the end of the retracement is essentially a lower time frame reversal, and the start of the expansion is the move that you want to capture because it's going to be the body of the candlestick. So I come into the day, right? And I see obviously that we're reaccumulating higher. We've swept this low, reaccumulation, swept this low, and then we're kind of reaccumulating here as well. So one way to determine whether or not you're not going to know for certain that you're not gonna know for certain that this candle is gonna move higher, right? I mean, there are no certainties. Like this could have easily redistributed lower, whatever. But the context behind it is that you're seeing currently you're seeing an uptrend in which the bullish imbalances and the lows are being respected. So you can see here that we swept this low, we went higher. We swept this low, we went higher. So within that context, I'm going to go ahead and agree with the fact that I'm looking for higher prices until I'm proven wrong and until there is a bearish structure shift, right? And so we have the 2 p.m. candle open here, which means that this would be the 4-hour opening price, right? So if I want to see an open to the low, this is what your formula looks like. You need to have the candlestick open. You need for it to seek lower prices, and within this lower price, right about here, that's where you want either a liquidity raid or a higher time frame imbalance or whatever PD array it is that you're looking for. Keep in mind that you're not just looking for the wick to form, you're looking for the wick to form within the context of a higher time frame PD array. Whoops. So it's kind of a formula, right? So what do I have here? That rate is what's going to create the swing point? Yeah. So your higher time frame, you would be looking for a higher time frame open low, high and close, a mid time frame swing, and then a lower time frame entry. So this is what it would kind of look like. Let's say you have an MMXM, right? We all know what that looks like, right? If you think about it, so that's that high. How do I draw this? So that swing is the MMXM. So high, high, redistribution within this first candlestick. The second candlestick opens right around here. You get a sweep of the previous low here. Then your redistribution candle comes from the third, right? So you have your open, you have your low, and then you have a high continuation on this third candle. So your MMXM is a swing point. And if we zoom out once more, then this all falls under the same candlestick. So you have your open, you have your close, and you have the wick. So all of this can be within the wick. Sorry, I know my artistic skills are not the greatest. But if we look back at it, can I cancel this? Do you guys trade all the same strategy? I mean, can you and Alex and the other live streamers? No, so we all typically trade different things, but we all use the same components. Okay, moving on. The 29th, 8:47 in the morning. Okay, so again, no worries. We all trade the same components. They're different models, though. They are different models. Okay, moving on. Can I please... Do you have videos on this concept inside the lab? Yeah. There's videos, there's live streams. Okay, so... Thanks, Darian. What am I doing here? Okay, so we saw an expansion from that reaccumulation point. Oh, that was crazy. So it actually reversed. Gave a bit of a reversal, reaccumulated at these lows, created an expansion. And so now what I would like to see ideally is we didn't necessarily tap into those into those equal lows, which are also the 4-hour imbalance. So I could expect some sort of retracement here. Where we overshot the 2 to 2.5 just by a little bit. But what would be nice here would be, I do like this. So this is where the lab model comes into play, right? And this is we can use this as an example for the lab model. So we are trending higher. I wouldn't personally, I don't know if I exactly want to short this, but I think this would be a really good example. So an expansion higher, I do think we reaccumulate below these lows. I do think that these equal lows could serve as a target, but I would need to see some sort of inverse fair value gap be created above a significant high. So we're at 2 to 2.5. It's currently 8:30 in the morning, right? We're still consecutively seeking higher prices. So what I'm going to pay attention to is I'm going to pay attention to the 6 a.m. opening price, which is my current 4-hour candle, right? So as you can see, a bit of a bullish reaction here, seeking higher prices. So we'll try and see if we can frame both sides of the move. We're still sweeping higher. This is what the 4-hour candle chart looks like. So in this case, I want to see, what do I want to see actually? I want to see a significant imbalance be inversed here at 2 to 2.5. And then we're going to target that, those equal lows at the internal. Because I'm a huge fan of equal lows, and especially when the low is equivalent to an imbalance. I'm a huge fan of that. So we're moving higher here. Are there any significant imbalances that I would want to see inversed? So in this particular case, the only one is at 4206, which is that really, really small one there. Let's head over to the 3-minute. I know some of you guys are huge fans of the 3-minute. Any significant imbalances here? No. ES is a little bit weird when it comes to this. Okay. Any significant imbalances that we reaccumulated from? So I'll go ahead and mark this one out just in case. It is a really, really tiny one. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. So there might be somewhat of a shift. We reaccumulated at these lows as well. Okay, this one right here. This is something that I'd want to see inversed. So as you can see initially, this fair value gap here that was created here at 810 gave us a nice area of reaccumulation. So this is a low that I want to see displaced beyond. So we'll see if we can get a close below that low or a close below that imbalance. Okay. And so now I am interested in joining a short position. This might be a little late. That's a bit of risk there. And target those equal lows. And I'll have my stop at that high. So the lab model is at 2 to 2.5, right? We had an inverse fair value gap here, a close below that. We have equal lows as well as our logical liquidity target at those lows. So that can serve as our variable number 1. And then hopefully, this would be an area of reaccumulation where we could look to close and then look to long out of here. That would be somewhat ideal. So let's see if this plays out. Again, I am going to increase my... I kind of don't want to close that out there. I do want to just let it ride, if anything, but that would be a good point. Okay, so again, 2 to 2.5, sweep of previous candle high, inverse fair value gap, targeting equal lows. We'll see if we can get some sort of movement here. Not a big fan. It's looking a bit rough. Back to that imbalance there. Looks like we might get stopped out here. Yeah, so stopped out, unfortunately, on that one there. Oh, what time is it? So 9:30 actually. Oh, why is this appearing? Sorry, it's just showing up. So give it a bit more time. Don't tell me. I think, so at this point we look for a 10 a.m. reversal TLM. Yeah, so I think if we get a close back up below this low, I think I'll reshort. I would like to reshort ideally. Can I put that order in? So to stop. Are you not looking if there is news? I am. I'm just not gonna, I don't want to waste too much time looking through that. So I think what I'll do here is, so it's currently 9:30, so 9:35 candle. I do want to reshort this kind of, this is still looking nice. We did get stopped out on that equities open sweep. So let's see if I can actually reshort maybe. If we get stopped out, then I'll just move on to the next day. Keep the stop at the same. Okay, what just happened? Keep the stop loss around the same area at that high, and then target these equal lows. Let's see. If we get stopped out again, then we'll just move on to the next day. Nice. Okay, give me a close. Give me a close, please. Give me a close below those lows. What time is it? 9:52. Okay, nice. Nice reaction there. Nice. Okay, so I'll actually take a vote. Do you guys want to close here? Or do you think we should just let this trail? What do you guys think? Should we trail on a close below that low? %50 of the large range. So, okay, so to the liquidity. So Joey says trail. So from that high to that low, that would be 50% would be around here. Break even or TP. So break even or discount or equilibrium, sorry. Okay. I'll take that vote. Nice movement. Nice. Okay. Nice movement. It's 10:04. Do we get to move lower here? At 10 a.m. open. Nice move. See if we get to close below that low. Nice. Good choice, everyone. Hell yeah. Let's go! Good choice. Good fucking choice. Long to 10 a.m. Yeah, just flip here. I don't know. No. Let's do this in real life. I mean, hell yeah. Let's do it in real life. I stream Monday, so hopefully we'll catch something on Monday. Cut some bangers last week, not gonna lie. Kind of proud. But let's move on. This was good. I do not care what this does anymore. I mean, it's 10:15. We'll just move on to the next day. What a great call by you guys. So let's do a little recap, yeah? Let's do a little recap. I actually think I might have misplaced the anchors on that deviation, on those projections, sorry. I feel like I should have used these candles here. That might have given us a better 2.5. Nah. Let me go back to the 5-minute chart. Whoops, 10-minute accident. Right there. So yeah, that was the initial anchor. Yeah. We overshot it a little bit, but the idea was still there, right? So we had a 2 to 2.5 visit here. We had a sweep of that previous candle's high. Why do these drawings keep coming up? You see that? You guys, did you guys just see that? It was so random. So a sweep of previous candle's high. So a swing formation here is what we're expecting, and then TLM 2 to 2.5 works so well. It's one of the best. It's one of the most consistent tools, honestly, and it's such a good filter. We had our premium and our discount. We targeted that first low in a discount, so that's going to be our logical liquidity target. So low here, 2 to 2.5, inverse fair value gap into a discounted market. So honestly, just a really, really overall, just a beautiful piece of price action and a really beautiful sell model until these lows. Okay, let's move on. Yeah. So it's Thursday, so now we're moving on to Friday. Okay, that looks a little ugly. Not gonna lie to you. I don't even know. We have equal highs, which I do like. I'm not a big fan of this drop here, so this is kind of in my eyes what I'm seeing. I'm going to make the assumption that there might be an SMT here with the NQ. I didn't load NQ data, so unfortunately we can't see that. Do we have any sort of deviation we could pull here? Yeah, absolutely. So we can pull from that high to that low. So as you can see, we went to -4. So that was previous day. And now we can pull on the current day, we can pull from this high to this low. So we're currently at 2 to 2.5, right? So we can expect some sort of retracement. However, I don't really exactly know what's going to happen within this piece of price action because this is a little bit ugly to me. Like, I don't really have a strong bias here. The thing is, this could be a shift here. We kind of closed below that imbalance on the 4-hour chart. You can kind of see here. So we could potentially be going for these lows. But I'm a little bit iffy about this price action. I want to have equal highs or equal lows, or whatever you want to call them, smooth edges. But that would be your deviation pool. So I think you would expect some sort of retracement here, and then I think ultimately we go for this low. So I'm gonna let price kind of do its thing right now because I don't exactly have a strong idea of what I would like to see. So there's that bit of retracement. Okay, so I think. Okay. So what I would like to do here. Okay, let me plot my premium. Let me plot my discount. So there's your premium and your discount. So you have the anchor from this high to this low. There's your premium market. Just barely tapped into it. Do we have any equal lows on a 5-minute chart or equal highs? We have those equal highs, which I do like. On the 1-minute chart, though, we have those equal lows as well. We had that expansion to the upside. We have these equal lows here. Those equal lows. The deviation pool was from there, 2 to 2.5. It gave us that retracement. Let's see if we can get a deviation pool from here to here. So 2 to 2.5 would be just around there. So it overshot it by a slither. Where's midnight actually? Let me plot midnight. Let's start using. I don't know why I didn't plot it before. Do we get a rejection for midnight? Let's see. So midnight is actually all the way up here. So we had open, high, displacement lower. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this wants to do. I don't exactly know what this wants to do right now. We have a swing point to the upside. I just have a bunch of conflicting ideas. So I'm gonna let this play out. I'm a little untrustworthy. You say lower? I don't know. Nice call. Nice call, OG. Good call. Do we take that low? Let's see. Sweep of that low would be nice. No sweep of that low. That is crazy. Really? New 4-hour swing? Yeah, that could be. Sweep of that. I need to see a stronger shift, though. That is a crazy. Okay, there's that sweep. Okay, so we have a new range. We have a new range. What time is it? It's 2. Would have longed after the sweep. Yeah. I mean, we do have a sweep of this here. I don't have a confirmation at this moment, so I'm not gonna long that right now. But here's what I would be looking for ideally. So we have these. So we actually have equal highs now. So we have components that kind of agree with what we're looking for. This isn't the time. We have equal highs here. We have equal highs here. So that would be our variable number 1. And then that would be our variable number 2. The thing is, I would need to see a swing formation happen here. Okay, so here is this fair value gap. So this is ideally the one that I want to see as inverse. So if we get lower prices from that gap there, and we get a shift above, do we get a sweep of the previous candle? Yeah. Okay. So here it is. This is the one. See the accumulation as breaker block, then after IFG, the whole like back into the unicorn. So okay. We might be. I don't know. 10, 2. It's already almost late into the day. I'm gonna go ahead and just skip this. Yeah, we are. I agree with you, Midnight. We are. I'm gonna skip this. It was actually month close as well. Okay. So 8 a.m. on the next Monday. Okay. Well, major displacement there to the upside after sweeping that low and creating that swing point. Not much for me here, to be honest. We're a little bit too high for me to consider longs, even though I do agree with the idea that we might go higher. We're a little bit just too we're a little bit too high up for me. Let me go ahead and plot premium and discount. There's your premium, there's your discount. Equal highs were already swept. We have that failure swing up here. It's 8:49 in the morning. The only thing that I could potentially see as anything significant here would be sweep of this low, come back into here. This would be the order block. And that could potentially give us higher prices. But apart from that, I'm not seeing anything that is too appetizing, I guess. Hey Polish, yeah, it should be in right there. So yeah, so we have the 6 a.m. open. I mean, we're using 10 a.m. now. So there's your 10 a.m. open. You have an order block down there. Hmm. Of course, no smooth edges. Yeah, I'm still a little unsure about this. No smooth edges. We have not really a swing point. Not really a swing point. Yeah, a little unsure to be honest with you guys. Nice little reaction out of that order block. Starting to seek lower though after that retracement. So there's 2 p.m. Damn, we actually got a nice reaction out of that, eh? Who knew? All right, I'm going to move on to the next day. There wasn't really anything there for me. So that was Monday. Let's go into Tuesday and let's do 8:56 in the morning. Oh, wow. Okay. A bit of a drop there. A bit of a drop. Basic is fine unless you want to train the swing point. Why wouldn't you have considered that swing point on the 4 hour? Which one? The highs? Because I had conflicting ideas. Like, my bias is still long. My bias is still long. So I think in my mind I'm trying to like justify. Oh, look. Oh, would you look at that? Discount. Oh, discount. Sweep of the lows into an FEG. Now we look for possible long. Yes, I want to see some longs. I want to see some longs. I don't, however, want to catch a falling knife though, because this could very easily just fucking displace through this imbalance and completely kill my idea. So I do want to see some longs. See what I mean? Yeah. Oh my god. No. This looks like current price action, actually. That's hilarious. No! Ugh. That's such a strong move. That throws me off. I'll tell you what, though. Measured moves. Check this out. I know you guys were hating on it. I bet those moves are equal. Yep. Yeah, we are. I think we are, Zaza. Yeah. This is 2021. I know. Could you believe that? I got hated on. Motherfucker. I don't even know where I would confirm this. I don't want to catch a falling knife. I'll tell you what though. Okay. This gives me a better. If we get a close above this high, I'll long. This gives me a better idea. Because now we actually have some structure to support the idea. We're at 4 from that. And 2 to 2.5 from that. We have a measured move. Shit. A little bit of a 15-minute TLM action, maybe? What do you guys say? TLM? So discount of that, and then we grab premium and discount of this leg. And then we target the first initial high. So that our logical liquidity target would be that high. Okay. No. Give me some action. What the hell? Inverse that, maybe? This is scary. Slap some longs? Yo, you guys are bold, man. This is such a strong move. I don't know. We have these internal equal highs, which I do like. This I am in favor of. I do want to long this, but at this point, like, scared money don't make money. How could, at this point, I'd want to see the sweep of this. So this is the low. The thing that I'm observing is this is the low that led into the highs. So that's a good sweep there, potentially. So, I mean, we got to close above that imbalance. Whatever. I am going to place my stop lower, though. And then we'll TP at a premium. So, little TLM action here. We overshot that 2 to 2.5, though. By a little bit. Yeah. 2 to 2.5, we're obviously in a discounted market of this price leg. This would be, I think this would just be a retracement. We're looking to long the retracement. I do, however, think we continue lower, so I don't know. We'll, let's see. Let's see. I could be wrong. Okay. Did we just top tick this? No, I have faith. Unfortunate. It's okay. Did I just become liquidity? I am the liquidity. Wow. What time is it? 12. Looking like Bray's model. The unicorn. Or the breaker. SMT. I can't see if we have an SMT though. Wow. These falling knives. I knew I wasn't a fan of catching that. I can't believe we just became liquidity, boys. Okay, I mean, we still have those internal highs. This would now be the range. This would be the order block. I mean, do we get a retracement back into that order block? Yeah, but I don't have the data for the SMT, so I don't know. Now that liquidity is taken long into 4 hour CB, that's what I'm thinking. I do like that. I do like that. Okay. So this should technically, based on, so this move here was a failed expansion. You got an inverse of this fair value gap that led to your lower prices. So now that becomes a shift, retracement back into the order block, variable number one, and then you have equal highs below premium. So I say we relong with it's a bit of a large stop, and then I still want to target that this could either be the end of this retracement and we just completely move lower here, or this could be the 4 hour swing. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, not really. I don't know. What do you guys think? Give me some opinions. This could be, so this order block needs to hold, actually. So I'm going to move my stop to just below that midpoint. So this could either be open high and then low and close and then seek this low, or this can be open low. Open low. So I do like these equal highs. So I'll, as soon as if we get the opportunity to trail above these highs, like I will. I will 100%. Nice. Okay. Give me a close above those highs. Ugh. Ew. Okay. Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm like itching. Okay. Okay. If we get a close above 5,450, I'm moving break even. For real? Oh, it's market close. Okay. Well, whatever, right? What the fuck? Nice. Okay. Took a loss, took an L there on that one, but we had conviction. We had conviction. I have the same weakness. I take profits too early. Yeah. Hey, but we're working on it, right? Like it's a matter of number one, it's like you identify the weakness, right? Like we were liquidity on this initial trade. That's fine. We acknowledge our weakness and then we kind of improve on it, right? I think I want to end it off on a good note. But does everyone understand why we took this? We had 2 to 2.5. We were in a discounted market. A sweep of this low here. 4127. We had an order block creation here after it took me out on that first initial trade. We had a shift above 4135. We had equal highs here. And we had a logical liquidity target at this high, which was also an inefficiency. So, yeah, overall, pretty clean stuff. Pretty clean. Anyone have any questions? This was a great session. Last session was rough. I took like 3-4 losses in a row. Oh, Hassan, I'm sorry, brother. Just about to end it. We've been on stream for an hour now. Hopefully this was fun, right? We just warmed up. Hell no. Yeah.